Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Workers and Resources, Soviet Republic. I hope you're having a wonderful day today. I have a roller rolling down the road. We have many projects that need to be completed before winter. It's not actually winter yet. I decided to bring you back a little early. It's November 16th. So we've got about 7 days or so until the first snow. And we got some pending projects I'd like to get worked out. So, we got this road here that needs done, but the biggest thing I need to get done is over here. So I'm going to real quick hit high priority here because I need that done soon, please. And then what I'm going to do, just so that these guys will get on it, is I'm going to also hit high priority here because this road depot is now blocked and I don't want that blocked. So real quick, at my own demise, I'm going to go like this. Then they're going to research all of these things that need done. The 2000 range. Let's see, 2000? 2000 will work. Yep, 2000 will work. In the 2000 range, they'll research everything, and then hopefully that means they're going to go immediately to where I want them to go, which is that walking path. Okay? So find your jobs and then hop to. Okay? Go, go, go. There you go. All right. Next thing is I want to look at over here. Okay, so it's the farm, right? The farm, we're not getting enough stuff collected, right? Now, I don't think I can really affect this much yet, but next year is going to be a little bit different, right? Because we've over-farmed. In other words, we got too many fields. We can't collect from all of them. We can't even get the stuff that's laying on the ground here, all right? It's just, we just can't get it. We need more vehicles. We need more trucks. So I want a legitimate distribution office, but I can't have it until I research it. And research is, well, I don't think it's going to take very long to finish this building, but I think it'll take a very long time to research because I don't have enough smart people. I need more smart people as well. We'll look at that later. Anyway, over here, what I'd like to do, I suspect that if we redirect the trucks that we have to being in a distribution office and we open up the space that's in here, to more vehicles, because at the moment we have 4 of these covered hull trucks. I'd love to have like an extra two tractors and an extra 2 harvesters. That'd be great. I just can't get that without my distribution office. I happen to have 1 extra because we cleared the one that's up there and brought those vehicles down for dedicated routes down here, right? So that's extra trucks in a way, but we need more collection as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it off of, I think maybe off this road here. It's a little closer. So I'm going to put it off this road here like this. And what I want to do is I'm going to bring the truck from here. These guys are already going to the fields, though. Yeah, they're already going to the fields, so I don't really want to disrupt that. But I'm gonna do it. This guy's gonna go here. Okay, so we're gonna bring this truck over, and we're gonna start getting these guys in a dedicated distribution office so that they can focus on this, and I can free up slots in my farm for other farm equipment. Okay, so I obviously want to buy the new combines instead of the old ones. So you're unloading crops. There you go. And then I want to bring you to the distribution office, and then so you're on your way there, and then after you drop off what you're dropping off, there you go, and now you are going to be here too. So that opens up 3 slots in this farm, and I'm going to buy, I don't think there's going to be any used E512s, sorry. But I can try. I can see. No used. And it makes no sense to have it used. It's new as of this year, so why would there be used ones? So I'm going to say that we want to go brand new here. We're going to get 2 additional harvesters. And I think just 1 tractor. Yeah, one of these tractors here. Yes, this one. So that opens up a little bit more capacity for us in the sense that we can get everything growing, and then we're going to be able to go and harvest a lot more reliably. But we also need this to be working. So what I want to do is set up a site here. And I think I'm going to have you come into the warehouse for this. Or drop it in directly from the warehouse. This is going to be your unload site for crops. Okay, we're going to try to keep it 100% if possible. And what we'll do is we'll simply add all of the fields that we can. We'll start with the big ones. I think the little truck can handle these ones, but we'll start with the big ones here. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 connections. That's 16 total with the warehouse. And then we're just going to go on the outside like this. And that's going to be my 20 connections. So this one truck that's in here will take care of these 4, while everybody else is take care of everybody else. Well, these 3 basically take care of all the other ones, okay? And, you know, what this office does, of course, is just load crops until 0. That's their entire job. So now we should see these trucks spring to life. Now, I haven't actually added any additional capabilities here that I didn't already have when it comes to collecting crops, because I have the same number of trucks as I had before, right? So the only way to really increase how much I can actually collect from the fields would be to have more trucks. But until I have a proper distribution office, that is not feasible. What I have done, though, is made it to where we can harvest a little faster. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. And at least get them available. Whether or not it works for now, I don't know. But I needed more equipment there anyway. One of the things I wanted to look at here is I'm out of power. So power... being out of power really just happens when people can't get here. I think I can maybe help this a little bit by bringing this down to 5. And let's bring this area here down to 10. And actually, there's nothing to do at the moment. So we're going to bring this down to 5. With less people going to the other places, I should hopefully be able to have more people going here. But it would be really nice to have this route actually work better. So this is the coal drop-off route, and at the moment we have 40 workers loaded in this bus, which is fantastic. That's going to be way more than we actually need in here. And I'm actually curious on where they're going to go. I guess they loaded in here when this stuff was already prompted. There's no reason to have that many workers, though, so chances are these guys are going to stay on the bus. Yep, just 7 of them. But that is going to allow me to fill this, which is exactly what I want to do. All right, speaking of this being power, we got to change a couple of things. We got to get things going here, okay? Now, at the moment, we've got all of these projects, and that's good. The headquarters is good. Garbage containers. Where's this? That's not that important. Nope, that's not important. You can take that off your list. What I'd like to do is get this monument done. Is that important? Yeah, it's to heating, so that would work. That's good. Okay, so that monument will be completed. I'm not going to add any additional projects to this building office aside from the 2 that really matter here, and that is regarding power lines. So the first thing I want to do is I need to get the power connected from the incinerator over into the grid. And I'm doing that through these 2 switches. This thing is not going to run. It's not going to burn anything until it has power, right? Because this is a power plant, the power needs a place to go. So without this being connected to the grid or to the border, which is in this case the grid, it's not going to run. And we need it to run. It's going to be running in this video, I promise. So we're going to say that we have 10 coming in, right? 10 megawatts coming into this switch from last video. So we don't have a 5, but we do have a 6. So I'm going to use 6. And the first connection is going to be from here to there. Ooh, that's cool. It doesn't take any... That's dirt cheap, man. Look at this. Look at the price on this. That's less than a ton of steel. That's amazing. We'll have that be a high priority. The next thing we need to do, in addition to connecting this, I also need to connect this one to here. But this one's a little more challenging because the side of the switch here is completely occupied. All right, so I need to connect it on this side. And in order to do that, it makes sense to me anyway, since I need this gone anyway, is I'm going to disconnect this one. I'll just do it. All right, here. Disconnect this one right there. Yep. That starts a demolition task, which hopefully gets picked up on the auto search, but it may not. So I want to select it. Wow, I have a hard time. There it is. I want to select it. Okay, so pretty much all offices are on it. I'm going to put the 3rd office on it too. All right, so that demo office is going to be doing this. Hopefully, they're going to take care of that. When this is gone, then we will then put this connection with the same 6 megawatt one. We'll connect that up to here. on this side. And then that is going to allow me to share the load of this incinerator, the power from this incinerator, to both sides of this export chain, as well as to the entire grid as a whole. The entire grid will be served by this. So the incinerator then basically becomes another source of power. So if we don't have enough people in coal, we still have incineration. That's an important thing. So I'm looking forward to it. What is this? You can't get where you're going. It's because this is on the other side of the asphalt road. Yeah, we're doing this road right now. I can't reach it. So I'm just going to have you go to the clothing factory, if you could, please. Can you just go there instead? You should be able to reach that. Clothing factory is doing okay at making clothes. I would really like to step that up. I would really like to see more people. You know, more people working fabric, more people working clothes. All of that would be excellent. I would love to see that. My biggest bottleneck, and I think the biggest bottleneck in this game usually, is workers. Which is exactly what the problem is with our police station at the moment. Aside from having no power. What? Ugh. I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. Workers? This bus has nobody on it. This is why construction projects have to stop. All right, for the time being, we're going to go to import power. I don't like that, but we're going to do it. So we're going to say import. Now, with that, I also need to come over here and do import here as well, because if I don't do that, then I will end up importing power for the buy price and immediately selling it for the sell price, which obviously loses me money. So, yeah. So we buy it for 53, we sell it for 48. I certainly don't want to just be instantly doing that over and over again. It's a nice, great way to just ruin my bank account. We're going to go import power for now. And we're not getting on these crimes. But you know what? I don't think it's a big deal yet, right? I mean, happiness is only being dropped by 1.1% because of crime. It's a bigger impact that they can't get electronics. So that's a bigger deal. We're going to have to address that. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do what most people tell me to do, which I hate doing this because I'm a control freak. But I'm going to allow them to go undecided because that's what they want to do, right? But what I'll do here is we'll limit how many workers can come here, right? So because my police staff is at maximum capacity, my police officers can be that too. They're never going to have that. They're never going to be able to do that. And honestly, at this point, because crime isn't that big of a deal to deal with, I'm going to limit this. So I'm going to say I want 5 workers in here. The ratio in the police staff is a 1-to-2 ratio in that the staff can communicate with 2 officers. So if I go down to a quarter of the staff, it will automatically adjust to where I can have a quarter of the officers, right? I'm going to keep the hospital staff the same way with the doctors and everything too. We're going to keep this the same way so that I have more people coming to the hospital that are smart and less coming to the police station. And then I want to also make sure we have good enough firefighters, but let's just say 13 right now. That'll free up some people. We have 1 highly educated person here. I need them to come over here. As for the judges and everything, if we're not doing much for crime fighting, we're not really doing much for judging either. So how about we go with 3 here? And that should free up some people to come on over and work in the hospital, hopefully to keep people healthy. All right. So with undecided, does this mean people are coming to the bus stop now? You just loaded everybody. 51 workers just went on a construction site, right? If it wasn't this little stupid thing, where is it? What? High voltage wires. Oh, right. This isn't done yet. Well, that's not as important, to be honest. I wish you would have run to the other one. Unless the other one's done already. Is the other one done already? Holy moly, it's almost done. There's nobody there, but it's pretty close. Okay. So anyway, we need to get more smart people. That is like priority number 1, but I'm kind of limited in how I can go about doing that. I have a lot of professors here, and so they should be teaching a lot of people. If we look at our classes here, we can see that there's 250 people with higher education, right? So 10% of my population. Again, I want this over 50% if possible. So that's why I'm not doing any research right now. But I feel like I got to move towards it because if we can get our budget under control, I mean, that's the big thing, right? Obviously, we're over 2 million in debt, right? So if I can get 2.238 right? If I can get this under control, my heart, all right? I don't know if I can take any more debt, okay? Now, of course, as long as I keep the amount that I can borrow up above 1 million, I'll still feel like I'm in charge of the game. But if this starts to fall down, then I'm, kind of starting to getting a little bit crushed there, okay? I don't want to get crushed like that. So tell you what, why don't we try to consolidate one of these? Let's say it's 1731 here. Let's go over here because I'm going to need to import steel. All right, I just said I don't want to go into debt, but in order to build our oil area, our oil refinery or fuel refinery, whatever, in order to build that, I need like 200 grand, all right? And like 140,000 of that is just steel. It's like 300 tons of steel to build this building. So I'm going to need the money anyway. I might as well start importing the steel now so I can build that quicker when it's ready, right? So if I can take... before I do that, I do want to see really quick, what is the price of steel? Because it should have gone down a little bit. 426. Okay. Because as we don't import it anymore, as we stop buying it, the supply and demand and everything adjusts, and the price could adjust. So we'll see what the price is at the turn of the year turn, I guess. But I think I'm going to go in and say 1.6. Let's just... Nah, we'll buy it later. We'll buy it when we need it. There's no point in raising the debt right now and then having to raise the payments and stuff. I don't want to do that. So we'll hold it just for now. I know I'm kind of indecisive there, but it's one of those decisions where I hadn't made it yet, and I wanted to make it with you guys, okay? So there you go. Sometimes we make decisions. And then this building here would be great, but we're definitely going to do fuel first. The reason for that, very obviously, is that that's a bigger expense. So if I take a look at my imports, probably last month will be a better indicator because it's a full month instead of 3 days. So last month, fuel and steel, right? Those are two biggest things. If we can, and then bitumen. So if I can remove, look at this. If I remove fuel and bitumen from the equation, right? If I can produce just enough fuel, it doesn't have to be a lot, but just enough fuel to where I don't have to buy it anymore, and just enough bitumen where I don't have to buy it anymore, right? I mean, that's almost 40 grand, Now take a look at my budget, right? If you don't count the 18,000 rubles that I spent on vehicles last month, okay? To get the harvester and stuff. If you get that out of the equation, I have a green number for last month's budget. But that green number does not take into consideration the interest and the loan payments, right? So for that, I have to go to the economy and trade, go back to last month. And if you account for the loan balance and the interest, I actually lost 28 grand. That makes sense, okay? That's the kind of stuff that makes sense to see it. So what we need to do, that 28 grand though, you notice it said 28 grand, not 30. If I can get rid of fuel as an expense and bitumen as an expense, right? And then I'm not building anything, so I wouldn't have to import steel. That is a huge amount of my money that I don't have, I don't have to pay that anymore, right? So that's amazing. And then as far as exports go, we're about to, let's go back to last month. We are about to get to where power is going to be a significant export. We're not there yet, but we're going to get there. It takes a little bit of time to do it, but it's all an investment, right? This is something that pays itself off over many, many years, and I'll end up having the infrastructure in place to the point where I don't have to think about it anymore. I would love to have that. All right, so this road hopefully is going to finish without any more fuss. Apparently not done yet, which is a little annoying. And then 4 work days. Are you kidding me? All right, I need to let this run a little while. I think, am I buying steel still? Let me see these trucks. No, I stopped buying steel. I need to buy steel so that I can be prepared for buying 424. So the steel price is going down per ton. The longer I wait to buy it, the more the price will settle down. So I think I do just need to wait, unfortunately. Let's get a few mechanical components really quick. And then I'm going to let it run for a little while just so I can get the power hooked up and stuff. But I really want to show you this building working. And I can't do that until this bridge is up. Which, I mean, we just need some workers to do it, basically. And then this building is ready. So when that building is ready, this power needs to be connected. So this has to be built, which I think is these guys right here. Yep. When this is finished, which is going to happen right now, then this building can operate. And so these things might actually finish close to the same time, which would be really great. Because they're doing 12 work days and stuff right now. Right? There's 21 workers on site. Why is that not counting up? We don't have the prefabs? Is that what's missing? We don't have prefabs? Oh my goodness. We don't have any prefabs. All right, I am going to take a loan, but I need to bring in prefabs and steel, unfortunately. So we'll just say that the loan is going to be... Let's go with 1.25. And then we'll clear, I think, this one. Because I need the steel for the refinery. So we'll clear this one. That gives me 177,000, which I don't actually think is enough for the steel that I need for the refinery, but I also need prefabs and stuff too, so we'll just wait it out. How much steel did I buy last month? I got 61 tons sitting there in storage, so that'll hold me over. So let's go ahead and get the research started. 26 professors. I'm going to get research started, but I'm going to have it be really light. So right now it's like all my professors are working on that, which is cool and all because it's going really fast. That's not bad, actually. That, I can live with that, actually. You know what? We're going to let that go. And then over here, we actually have 7 party officials, which is pretty cool. So, yeah, 261 smart people. So let's put logistics optimization. I want my distribution offices. We're going to have this research too. Whatever. Screw it. I'm going to let it run for just a little while so I can bring in steel and all the stuff I need to do. And I'll be right back. Most likely this will be running when that happens. So I'll probably just bring you guys in as soon as this thing starts working, okay? Okay, workers arrived on the bus, and they built the whole bridge. The bridge is done, and if we come over here, they should have just finished the cabling as well. And this is done too. So we now have this hooked up to the rest of the grid, and our incinerator is ready to rock. So if this bus is full... It's not, but it's got a good number of people in there, and we should probably see them head towards the incinerator. And so if some of these guys heads towards the incinerator, then we will finally have our whole project over here will be complete, and we can start to see this mixed waste actually start making us money. So what I'd like to do is pause it really quick before this starts. I'm going to look at the border connection. We have a 100% export on this one, and we have a 100% export potential on this one as well, okay? So both of these are at 100% possible. Now, we're not going to see that fully done yet because even though I'm sending power to this one from the incinerator, I'm not sending it here yet, and this side just got demolished, and so this is actually not sending power at all that direction. So the next thing I need to do is I need to connect this side and bring it out to here, okay? So I've got 2 different connections I need to make here. I'm going to bring this one out first, and I want to connect to this guy, and it looks like I have to do 1 extra post. I was really hoping not to have to do that, but it does look like that's going to end up being the case. So we'll end up costing us an extra 3... no, it looks like it's going to just cost that much anyway. So 3.5 tons of steel to here is still 3.5 tons of steel. Interesting. All right, either way, we're going to go ahead and do that. And then that needs to be a... let's go ahead and just minimize these really quick. That needs to be a big priority as well. So we'll say this project needs done, por favor, make that high. Then we're going to also come over and we want the 6 megawatt and we want to connect to that one. So we're going to say this goes over to... Oh my God, it doesn't even need an extra post. So from here, we would normally need an extra post, but we can get right there for the same price. I'm in. Okay, right there. So these 2 projects are very important projects. This one more so we're going to let this one stew for a bit at medium. But what I'm hoping to see here, yeah, is no additional projects from these guys anyway. So this office shouldn't have much to do. Now I'm going to come over here where the workers are, okay? And the worker buses are the same way. They only have these 2 projects. We should not be picking up workers unless they are needed, which means all workers being picked up on the bus should be going to factories now. And so 100% exports on power should give us that great result, hopefully. This cable is done, right? So all of this is done. And that means that this is properly split now so that we can have a full 30 megawatts sending this direction. And it goes across this, of course. And then it will hook up to both of these. So this is all properly connected with coal. But as you can see, one side is exporting at 100%. The other side is not. And so we're able to make money with one side at, you know, I want to say maybe 60% or so of the capacity. And there it goes. Oh, it just fired. There it is. Okay, so this is now producing power too, and we are incinerating everything. Let's just minimize these so we can see this. Okay, so here's the process, right? Biological, burnable, other. And there's a tiny little bit of ash, and that's okay because the ash, it goes away over time anyway. It goes away on its own. That's the whole point. So we bring in all the mixed waste, process it into the things that matter, right? And then the rest of it goes here. It gets burned here for power. Big difference there. Gets burned for power. And the other thing I think I'm going to need, actually, before we get too heavy into this, is I think I probably want one of these to be nearby this place. Where is the road? Right there. That's not the right one, apparently. I need the industrial one with the big containers. And that's not needed either. Okay, so you don't need that. You just have the mixed waste in here. Oh, I see. Okay. The internal storage for this is simply ash. Fair enough. So we don't actually need one of those. Cool. I mean, I was like, hey, why don't you just burn your own waste? Which is probably what it's doing. So there you go. And this is going to start filling up, but it's never going to fill completely. That's the ticket. It's never going to fill completely. It's not going to happen because the ash will go away over time. Now, it does not go away at the same rate that we are generating it right now. This ash will build up faster than we're doing it now. But as soon as this pile is empty, which is it's going to be, this cannot produce the waste that this is burning at the same rate that this burns it. So as soon as this pile is empty, the production on this is going to slow down. And so for that reason, we can probably send this down to maybe 14 workers, right? We don't need all the workers that are possible here. And to kind of match the speed, right? If I can match the speed of this and this together, that's great. But even so, let's say this thing fills up and then this thing says, I can't do it anymore. This is going to go away and we'll just burn it as it happens, right? No big deal. All right, so let me set the stage for you, okay? We got buses incoming, right? A couple of buses. They're coming to the power lines to finish them off, right? Only 12 work days left. When these lines complete, we should see the needle start moving over here, right? And this thing right here is basically pinned at 75, 70% because the number of workers, but also because the output capacity is low. So as soon as this finishes, done, we will now see these needles are moving, all right? And now we are able to output a lot more power. Coal power plant's gonna slam to 100%, and the incinerator is now capable, if it gets the number of workers that it needs, is now capable of working at 100% capacity here too, to output all the power that we need to, to output all the power we need. That's exactly what it is. So I want to see what we're really putting out here. So I'm going to go like this, go wattage and always show. And we should see that these things are now pinned to about 19.3 megawatts. That's where they cap out. You can't push more than these, more than that in here, okay? It's going to maybe, you find little fluctuations to like 19 and a half, but that's pretty much it. These lines are going to go red because there's the maximum load being pushed through them, or at least close to. As you can see, we get about 12.8, 11.8 to 12 megawatts here, and about 10 over here. That's more power than we were selling before, right? We basically doubled the amount of power we were able to sell. So now the only way to actually get that double power is for the incinerator to work more too. So these things aren't going to work quite as much as they were before because it's the snow. But once the snow goes away, we're going to be cruising on getting people over here, especially when you consider that we've also been sending workers to construction sites and we no longer are. So that's the game plan realized, okay? That one's good. Now, if we start dropping workers in the coal power plant to the point where there's 0, because that just keeps happening, The hope is that we have enough in the incinerator to keep the power on, because the incinerator is also sending power. So as long as this thing is, you know, got 2 workers in it, I guess. There we go. That's much better. I wanted to see that. But this thing is also supplemental now. So we can see garbage keeping our grid alive too, even when this thing is low. This gives us a little bit of redundancy. I like that. All right. So that takes care of the power situation. Everybody's got power over here. Very nice. Let me go over, where is it? Right here. Yeah. Turn that off. And let's real quick get an assessment of our situation, right? We don't have very many prefabs. Stop. These guys are going back and forth with bricks. We don't need that. Instead, what I'll have you do is I'm going to have you go ahead and work in that construction office. Have you come over and do the same thing. You're going to work in that construction office. And if I can find your friend, he's probably not far in front of you. Maybe behind you. I don't know. Possible. Yeah, actually, there's 3 of them. This is the guy right here. Yeah, he's the one that's in front. Right there. So we're going to have all of you guys just go hang out here. All right. And then what I'll do is I'll say that bricks are located here. And I'm going to put this construction office on an auto search for everything. And let it refresh, I guess. But this construction office, all it does is provide bricks. Wherever they're needed, that's all they do. They provide bricks all day. All right. And they're just going to be right here. Okay. So those 3 trucks will go there and do that. That way they don't go back and forth and do, you know, all that nonsense back and forth. What else did I want to do? Got my clothing truck here. We could send another load, I guess. We could send 1 more load. Yeah, we could do that. Go ahead and launch. And then I also have my bitumen truck right here. He's just going to chill. We don't need any more, but I am going to make another road right now. But I don't. If we need any more, I can like start you off on this part of your route, and you know, you'll just deliver the full load you have before going and getting more. Easy. What else can we do other than roads right now? It's winter, obviously, so winter's kind of a pain in the butt. Gravel's kind of holding its own. It would probably be a good idea to start working on construction for this, so we can start getting gravel pumped in here. It's not a super big deal, but construction waste is something we are going to see more and more of. Now that we're regularly sorting waste, we should see a lot of construction waste through here. This is almost empty, which makes me very happy. What we're going to do instead is now, so this is going to get empty, so we're going to take the factory connection and go like that. And now we'll start pulling waste from here. Yeah. There you go. And they'll keep dumping it. All the garbage trucks are going to keep dumping it here anyway. But now I get to pull it from this stack, right? Which I think is lovely. Got lots and lots of garbage to pull in, to burn for power. And then you see this one here, right? Even though we're burning this, even though we're, you know, it's 3%, but whatever. You know, you got the ash is not growing very fast at all. And that's what we're looking for. We don't want the ash to grow. Electricity problem. Okay, so 2 here. Plus 3 here, 1% load. The thing that's a little weird to me is why are we doing 1% here? We should be doing a lot more than 1%. Well, it's because we have nothing to burn, right? Yeah, we don't have anything in the dump. So I need to increase this. That's the problem. I need to increase this in order to... Oh, that's peculiar. Imagine this building not working because there's no power. And this being the source of your power. Imagine that being the case, huh? This is a problem. I think what I'm going to do is... This is tough. Because it's just... Like, getting more workers here is the really hard part. The only way I could do it is if I pull people out of these jobs, right? Because I need food. I gotta keep going with food. With 240 tons of food, that's a lot of food. Like, we could sell food later too, right? I'm just basically prepping this entire area for massive... Oh my god. Ow! Wait a minute. How do you have this much... Okay. There's clearly a logistical misunderstanding here. Where's the refrigeration truck? Where is this? Somebody show me where this is. I don't see it. Are you here? Are you connected here? Where's the refrigeration truck that's doing this? Oh, okay, it's got to be a distribution office then. Is it over here? Are you bringing that? Okay, so we got meat 60%. Oh my god. Okay. No, thanks. No, thanks. Don't do that anymore. Okay. We don't need that much meat. Thanks for spending all that cash on it. I'm sure you totally didn't inflate the price at all. But we don't need that much meat. We got plenty of oil to send, but we don't have any power, so we do need to get that power online. Ironically, this whole redundancy that I was just saying I had is completely bullshit. All because buses are not getting here in time, and when they do get here, there's nobody on them. All right. We're going to import power again. It's the only way to do this. I have to import. Until I got a stable population, I just have to do that. Let's get the power back online. Let's get people being able to export, people able to do things. I'll keep min-maxing this, I guess. I was really hoping the research that was finished was this one. Guess I'm just too hopeful. Tons of professors here, though. I really do like that. Lots and lots of professors. Now I just got to get the temperature to recover because the power being out knocked out the heat as well. Just no good. So we're probably going to have a lot of people unhappy here for a while. Crime, despite crime being a big deal, and there's a lot of crimes building up here, okay? I get this, right? All you got to do is just, like, forgive them. Like, hey, how about you guys just only go after the minor crimes for a while, you know? That's it. But despite them getting away from crime, it's only having a 0.5% effect on happiness. So it really isn't that big of a deal, right? Lack of meat is a 10.5%. That's weird. There shouldn't be that problem at all. What happened to the meat? Where's my meat locker? You guys are just a bunch of... No, you're just complaining about nothing right there. There's lots of meat there. I got plenty of meat, okay? I'm basically Arby's at this point. So I think what I'm going to do here, since I'm importing power right now anyway, I want to really increase the speed of all this stuff. I need people to get to this area sooner. And that means I need these roads done. So I think what I'm going to do is take advantage of the idea that I am already, you know, like I'm already doing this with imported power at this point. Yeah, we're going to get dropped off and I'm totally going to turn it back to export. But I think I'm going to cut this off and get this stretch upgraded. All right. So if we have a dirt road here, which is no good. So I have to do that too. But this is already asphalt. That's nice. So is this little segment here. So if I can get this whole stretch asphalt, I think that would be a really good idea, especially in here. This part sucks. I just, there's only one way in, and because of this walking path where it is, and because of where the power lines are and all that, like, I can't get this road to connect on the other side. I can't do a through track or a through area here, right? I can't do that. I think what I'm going to do is sort of... Yeah, here's what I think I'm going to do for this for now, until I get this upgraded. Because I really don't want to sacrifice, you know, the chance to have all this stuff happen. It says can't build due to infrastructure. There's got to be, yeah, right here. So I think if I place this bus stop here instead, I can get these guys to drop people off here. And I think you can probably reach everything except coal processing can be reached from this. And so we'll basically just be dipping into our coal supply for a while. If there's a location I could go to where you could get to everything, that would be great. But I don't see it. I don't really see... Yeah, because that walking path is really in the way. There is this road. I guess they could come up from the other side. It's just going to take longer to drop them off. They could come up from the other side on this. So why don't I just go ahead and do it? I think I'm just going to go ahead and do it. There's a lot of little segments through here, though. I got to get rid of this. So we'll start with, I guess these walking paths don't matter as much. We'll get rid of those. Let's go ahead and get rid of this one and this one. So now this is all one big thing. We'll go ahead and temporarily disconnect you. All right. So we got this thing here. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. And that, I think, is everything I needed to make this happen. So if I go over to asphalt here, this should all be one segment until you get to here because it's already, yeah, this is already dirt anyway. I can get rid of that though. I can't get rid of that because it's a change in the actual road type, but I can at least make all this like 6 segments and get it down to 2. So I guess that's fine. So I'll get it down to 3, it looks like, yeah. So I'm going to make this asphalt here and here first. These segments first. And of course, that is a full-on emergency if you can shake it. Looks like there's a road in from there too. I didn't see that one. That would have been cool to keep open, but whatever. We're going to do this. We're going to do all of them. So all 3 of these segments become a high priority road. While we're already doing the whole like importing power thing, I might as well, right? So now I can go ahead and switch this to sell. Because I know people are in there now. So I'm going to go ahead and switch that to sell. That's going to allow me to get this running. There we go. Get this running, hopefully. No workers there. There we go. Start burning the trash, please. Okay. And so as the road crews get on this and alter this road, that'll speed things up. And then when they're done with that segment, I'll probably hit this segment here. I'll probably get rid of a lot of these dirt roads here. Hit that. I do want to get rid of this little turnaround zone here too, because I don't think it's really all that necessary to have it. But if I get rid of that, then there's going to be instances where people want to turn around and they won't be able to. Like if they're coming out of here for some reason, like maintenance or something, they might come out of here. They might want to go that way, and they'll have to go all the way over here to do it, which I guess isn't that big of a deal. Yeah, I just want to get rid of all of these little tiny segments here if they're not needed. Make it like this instead. All right, so we're getting devices and stuff dropped off here, right? Asphalt pavers, things like that. Already here, ready to rock. Just needs the asphalt. And that asphalt, of course, is coming from here. And we have the bitumen for it. Yeah. All the dump trucks are out and about. What kind of jobs do they got right now? Okay. All right. Here's what we're going to do. No footpaths for you, okay? Wipe it. Auto search it. Go. I know I just took the pavers that were already there off of there. I know, but they're going to get brought back anyway. The important thing, though, is that they are going to handle factory connections and roads only. No walking paths. I will manually select walking paths, okay? I will dictate where the walking paths, what walking paths you pay attention to. Because I know what's going to happen. You guys are going to bring a whole bunch of stuff over for a tiny little segment. It's probably one of these over here or something. These tiny little segments somewhere. I don't know. I probably should have looked and seen where they are. Yeah, right here. A little tiny segment was on the list. Just waiting for somebody to come over here, right? 3 work days. That's it. Why aren't people just working there anyway? Why can't you just work that? Have some of these guys just, hey, I'm looking for work. Okay, finish this road. That's what you could do. There's 3 work days in it. Just finish that road. No. No, heaven forbid they do that. We could also get a little mini bus that comes to this, like right here, right? This thing is going to the repair station directly. We could get a mini bus that just takes people directly to the coal plant. 7 workers just keep going that way. I'm all right with that. Like steal workers from that. I could do that. Where would I buy this at? Let's get a little mini bus here. I'm just going to take like, how about 8? 8 sounds better than what we had before. Yeah, this little microbus right here. We'll just buy this little thing. And we'll tell it to come on over. Where is it? There it is. Nope. That's my oil rig. Hello, oil rig. Where's my little microbus? I bet it already shot out of it like a cannon. It's already on its way in here, isn't it? Where is it? The little dude? Wow. Where did he go? I did buy it for this, right? Yeah, it should have came out of the oh, you know what it probably did? It came out of the other border. I bet it did. I bet it came out of the other border, and in fact, I bet it's over here on this road. Where? Right. Where are you? Come on, you little stinker. I know you're over here. This little shit took forever to find. But there he is. He must have came out of that other border. and then came over there for fuel, and then maybe went over this way for fuel first, and then I don't know what he's doing. But in any case, what I'm going to do is take this guy's route, this little minibus, and we're going to say that this minibus goes to this bus stop first. You're going to pick up workers here, and you're going to take them directly to this building. Where is it? Right, directly to this building. I'm not even going to bother with the bus stops, none of that stuff. Little minibus takes it directly to coal and then comes back, and that's all you do all day long. You are a direct line to coal. I think that's the best way to approach this right now, so that I always have people in there. We'll drop people off over here, and if they're needed here, great. Otherwise, they'll go over here, and that'll just be the way it is, okay? Because we have no workers right now. I'm back to importing power, and it sucks. I mean, granted, I was already kind of going to import power because these roads are getting redone, which will help us, I think, immensely in getting people here on time. Having these roads plowed would have been a big help too, but we're just not there yet. You know, I don't want to buy any more vehicles if I can help it. And this isn't helping either, right? This little fuel station has almost no fuel left in it. So our fuel rats, of course, have to keep coming in here, dropping it off in these tiny little ones. I would much rather get this one completed, right? But like, I don't want to do construction in the winter. We're almost done with construction. It's only we only have 12 days left in the snow, and then we can go back to normal. But actually knowing that we only have 12 days left, I'm actually going to start that project. That's the wrong crew, though. Hang on. Cancel construction mode. There you go. And then go back to this one. And that's the one we want. All right. So we're going to get this gas station done as well. And then we can start getting rid of these temporary ones that are really slow. And yeah, everything's going to be better that way. So... okay, I think I've covered almost everything I wanted to cover in this video. Obviously we need workers. Workers is the big thing. It always is. And, you know, we're going to get a microbus that just brings them directly here now. I think that'll probably work. I hope that'll probably work. Where's this little microbus? Is it you? There you are. 8 workers on a direct line to the coal power plant. I love it. You know what? I should probably get like 2 or 3 of those things and just have them go back and forth, rotating shifts that way. There's a lot of workers here. Right, there's plenty of workers at this bus platform, but these guys are usually end up going over here and working this area, and they're clearly not working there enough. So I want to get one of these construction buses. 40 seems fine. We'll get one of these. I want the higher capacity ones though. 52. I want the higher capacity ones. You know what? You need to get repaired. So I'm gonna send you over towards repairs over here. All right, and then this bus here, I think this one that's better, 34%. We're gonna have this one be the bus that I use to do this. We're gonna get workers from over there too. I thought though that I already had a route that was doing this. Like, I was certain I already had a route that was going back and doing that. So let me real quick see what kind of vehicles we got on this. We had a lot of bus platform stuff happening here, and you know, this is just going back and forth. That's fine. That's a passenger bus. This one here is going to the power plant. I just set that up, so that's not a big deal. This one here is going to the Cernakova bus stop. This is for the coal mine. That's no big deal. And so I think it's this one then. West Vehicle Repair. These 2 are going to the repair shop. Okay, no big deal. It's got to be you. Right? These Zills. It's got to be this one. No, you are the coal mine. I have multiple routes going to the coal mine right now. I need to go through my bus routes, clearly. I need to do more with my bus routes. I mean, it's important to have coal. That's why we're doing so well on coal, is because I actually have more buses going to coal than I thought I did. So here's, I think, what I'm going to do instead. We're going to say that... we're going to... you know what? Here, let's take this 695B. All right? We'll take this one. And instead of going to Cernakova bus stop, I'm going to have you come over to the clothing stop. Okay? I'm going to have you go to this one instead. And you'll unload people here. Okay? And then get in 100%. All right, there we go. And then this will be a route that we also apply to this bus. And then this guy will go ahead and do it right now too. So we'll have 2 buses on this route, and we'll space them out. Now, to properly space out buses, I think we'll do this, and then we can end the video. To properly space out buses, you kind of need an end station. I don't have one of those yet. And I've been kind of trying to figure out where my buses are going to be moving to in order to get that end station put in. Like, where does my end station belong is what I'm thinking. And I think I've made the decision to put it here. Originally, again, I was going to put a metro through here, but there's no reason why that metro can't go like around it. Like, I can't go over top of this intersection, for example. And going on that note, it's probably better just to do a normal train station. They are more expensive for the number of people they can move. That's true. But they can use the existing rail that I've already made instead of having to make a whole new setup. And I think that more than justifies the cost of the extra train, the normal passenger train set versus the metro train. You know, I could talk your ear off about like train plans and like passenger rails and stuff like that, but like that's not the most interesting thing in the world, okay? Like, you want to see it built, not hear me talk about building it. So I'll put that on the back burner as a plan for future video. And I just think I'm probably going to end up using the existing rails that are there and not necessarily using the metro. I plan the metro. If it works, it works, but I don't know if it's going to. Last thing is, let's check in on the track builder really quick. I want to see where this is before we close out this video. And so obviously this is where the wooden track ends, and this is where the concrete track begins with, you know, the higher speed track. So it's coming all the way out here, and it's gotten this far already. So we are getting there. It's getting close. Things are moving in a direction that pleases me. Of course, we will obviously be taking a loan to purchase trains. But hang on a second. Now, do we have to? We could maybe buy a used one. Are there any, you know, diesel locomotives that would like to be, you know, like to join our team? We want the fast, like the Bardotka. I think we want the fastest one there is. 17 meters is quite long, but since this is a custom route train, I don't care. The train distribution office, we may end up going diesel with that too. But yeah, I might buy this. I mean, 22%, 2 years old. I mean, that's not that bad. 73 is a lot though, I guess. Maybe I should go cheaper here. 4 years old. This thing is so slow though. This is what you'd use on the wooden track. This one here doesn't give me good enough value for the fact of making the faster track, and then this one here is 100 kilometers. Just because I'm curious, what would be the brand new price of one of those things? If I went to diesel locomotive, right? This is what I normally go with. It's the DR Class V 100. I normally do this one because it's a pretty good bang for your buck, and you get it for brand new. And it's still a pretty good bang for the buck. I mean, it's brand new, 58,000. But this one here is interesting. Like, it's much more powerful. But, you know, empty weight-wise, it's 75 tons, which is not bad. But ultimately here, I think the answer is the DR Class V 100. And it's only going to get more expensive every year, so I could probably just purchase it now and be ready to go with it. I don't have it, actually. I can't purchase it yet because I have this problem. So I can't do that anyway. Never mind. I won't be able to do that. But that is the plan. So the next thing to figure out, though, with regarding the train is where is the train depot going to go? And I was thinking it'd probably just go over here somewhere. It doesn't have to be anywhere complicated. So I was thinking we do a long train depot first. I know that's more steel, but I'm going to need it eventually anyway, and I'd rather just have one depot for everything, okay? I'm just going to, you know, just get the long train depot and be done with it. That's what I'm thinking. So if I do it in here, it's going to be in the way of my scavenging stuff, my scrapyard stuff. If I do it over here, it's in the way of all the trains. Yeah, I think I can just put it over here. I don't want it to get in the way of the power setup, though, so maybe it'll be... See, this is too close, though, isn't it? Maybe. Maybe not. I mean, if it's just coming in... It's going in and out of this. It doesn't need to be very far away. Yeah, I think I'm going to put it right here. So we'll say that this goes Maybe back in here a little bit more. I don't want to get in the way of the power, like I said, but I think maybe back in here a little bit more. Like maybe right about here. Right here should be fine. We're going to put a long train depot right there. And then, you know, once we're done, you know, building everything, that long train depot will do some good stuff for us. So I'll bring this out. And this can be where things come in from that side, I guess. And then anytime you're going to come into the depot, you come in from this side. And then we can also get another track that lets them get out from this side, I guess, for now. Nah. Let's just wait on that track. This will be the right track, though, for now. Okay. That's what I want for my long train depot. It's expensive to build, sure. But the thing about it is of all these resources, we're only paying for steel and concrete. You know? I mean, asphalt, I guess we're kind of paying for because it's the bitumen. But eventually, we're not going to pay for that anymore. So it's going to happen there. 158 tons of steel, huge amounts of debt, racking in even more debt over and over again. More and more debt is getting racked into. And now that I have enough people, though, with the winter's over and everything, let's start selling power again. We're going to crank that up. We're going to let this thing run, max it out at 11, right? Let's get burning trash. There we go. Oh yeah, baby. There we go. I like that. Let's go. Burn that garbage. Breathe it in, folks. Breathe it in. No, I'm just kidding. Don't breathe it in. It's disgusting. I think when you come back for the next one, we'll start talking about the refinery. And hopefully we'll be getting our proper distribution offices by then too. Until that happens, though, I'm not going to do hardly anything. I'm going to let this play on. We have 5% unemployment. We got people learning to be smarter. We're up to 13% of our population. We have great health somehow. We have decent happiness despite not giving them electronics, and half the time they're out of power. We're doing almost nothing to curb crime at the moment, so that's cool. We're just letting all serious crimes go. So that's happening. We're not trying any cases. I probably should let's just cut it. Like, let's just cut this and cut this. We're not going to do any crime right now. No warders, no nothing. Let's just wait until you have the people to manage it first. You know, you got 3,600 people in our republic, and crime is now, it's now legal. Everything is legal. Okay. There you go. You're telling me none of my projects need bricks? Are you kidding me? Here, look, this needs bricks. Go bring it bricks. Go bring the bricks. Where are you going? You know what? I bet you won't do this because you're full of bricks already. I bet that's what it is. If you're full of bricks already, you won't go get bricks to bring it to the location or something. Is that how that's working? Because, like, honestly, you guys should be leaving to go deliver bricks right now, and you're not doing it. So I think that's what's happening. I'm going to clear your entire schedule. Don't do auto search and tell you to go only here. This building, it needs groundworks first. Oh, that's why. You need groundworks first. Okay, never mind. I'm a silly Billy. All right, I'm just going to leave it here then. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I do appreciate you. I hope you guys will like the videos, and we'll see you for the next one, where we hopefully have Refinery ready to go. I don't know. I'm going to stop buying steel here so I can maybe not go into more debt. Take care. We'll see ya. Bye-bye.